I doubted their Terrorblade and just had all the time in the war. I think they're capable of doing this. Wars that are hard to kill on a team that loves the map. Well, after that beautiful map, we are, ladies and gentlemen, game one of your semifinals. Pass it over.
I gambled. You lost.
Hello, Suns fan here with Cinder.
Hello.
How are you doing on this loveliest of days?
We had to walk to stage. He's really exhausted.
But we're lower bracket finals, best of 3. EG, the Kings of NA, T1, the Beasts of SCA. This is going to be a really cool matchup to see who ends up facing the strongest team in the tournament so far, PSG, LGD. And we have some interesting picks, Cinderman.
Yep.
We got Cuckoo on the Darkseer.
Thanks,
we
guys.
have,
thanks a lot.
well, I guess that's the most interesting one on their team. But on the other side, Arteezy with the Naga, which we haven't seen a lot of.
Yep.
And from the games that I've seen in NA, it was not impressive. But this was, I guess, a few weeks ago at this point. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not the most sold on Naga as a pick right now in the meta, but I do think that EG have a lot of good reasons to pick it here. They have an expert on the hero. They have a really good cast around it. Lots of team fight, I think, is what Naga really thrives with. And the enemy team, one of their core, or two of their core heroes, are not the best against Naga. Mainly talking about Doom and Terrorblade here. So it's cool to see. It's the first game of the best of 3 that both teams are bringing something fresh. It's not just the exact same picks we've seen all the time, but obviously a lot of them are. I don't know how much T1 have been playing this Clockwork on Zephyr.
The battle begins.
We'll see how it works out in this game. I think the Naga matchup is pretty bad for Clockwork as well, but it can work with Darkseer because of the Ion Shell in lane. And kind of when you look at the macro plan for both teams, it's pretty similar. Both Naga and Terrorblade will be pushing side lanes with illusions. Both teams have the team fight and want to group up and make it happen. So I think this game a lot will be determined in the first couple of team fights and not as much in the lanes maybe as usual for EG, because this time around they haven't actually picked the strongest lanes. That's something EG have been doing a lot in this tournament, is have these incredible lanes, but Naga not really a very strong laner. EG even trying to, or choosing to start aggro tri-lane, which is pretty unusual as well. They have done that a little bit, but most of their games, it has been that crit plus ice, ice, ice off lane. And now they're aggro trialing and putting their Tide solo safe against Darkseer Clock.
I mean, this is a blast from the past. Naga Siren and aggro trialing.
Yeah.
Not something we get to see all too often. But yeah, should be interested to see how both teams fare in the laning stage. I mean, I haven't gotten to see a ton of Darkseer. I feel like the hero is strong when we've seen it, sparingly, if you will. What do you think about Cuckoo's hero this game around? Do you think it's a good pick?
Yeah, so most of the time when Darkseer doesn't look good, it's because he gets shut down hard in lane. And that's just not going to happen this game. He's got a 1v1 against Tide, or well, 2v1 if you will, with the help of Zephyr here to start. He's just pulling the wave. We're probably going to see Clockwork maybe take level 2 and then go bottom. As 23 Savage is really getting in there against Crit.
Yeah, Crit takes some heavy damage on Arteezy with the illusions. Trying to play a little bit more aggressively. And again, this is a 3v2 for now, at least.
Yeah, and Terrorblade he got the first full wave, and then since then he hasn't got a single CS. Obviously, EG putting a lot of emphasis on repositioning the lane as far back as possible so the two supports can act as zoning tools. As Whiteman is going to walk out here and block a camp that he has already blocked, but he's doing it for show. So that EG don't realize the sentry is placed here necessarily, and Fly will place a second one, which will be found later, I would imagine, from Whiteman.
Yeah, absolutely, some mind games being played, like you talked about.
I guess we have to mention Abed Puck as well, right? This has probably been the standout player-hero combination for the tournament, to be honest.
For the past two tournaments.
At least if you look beyond PSG LGD, right? But they've also had a very short path to that grand final. But of the teams that we've seen play a lot of extra games,
wait, what?
Abed's Puck has been...
You mean through the playoff?
In the playoffs, yeah.
Oh,
in the playoffs, they've been... I mean, they did get 2-2-1s, I think, right? And then 1-2-0, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, Abed has been just god tier. He's been on another level for... And it's funny because in the NADPC, he was really good, obviously, but, you know, we're talking about a different skill level with a lot of the teams. But in both majors specifically, it feels like he's hitting like this peak of mechanical skill that we're been accustomed to seeing in these big tournaments. And I don't know if there's any, I don't know what the storyline is exactly, but obviously Abed is originally an SEA player, playing against an SEA team now, as we see 23 Savage taking some damage, but he'll be more than fine, as these illusions are just going to be more of an annoyance than anything.
Pretty tanky against the Naga illusions in lane, obviously, with that armor. So the base damage of the illusions is not as significant as against other carries, but he's still getting shut down very nicely here by EG, and it seems like a very clear, targeted plan here from them. Remaining in that tri lane for this long is something that they have not done very much. And even though they're not finding kills, they should have a pretty good read that they're definitely slowing down Terrorblade's farm. However, when you're dual laning against a tri-lane and neither team is pulling, Terrorblade should be out-leveling them, and he can just choose to go jungle on level 4. And then it's a matter of, did you accomplish enough, Abed?
Oof. Yeah, that's a lot of damage to the illusory orb. Rune, will be the water rune taken by Abed again, and now Carl.
Carl, that is not what happened. You gambled and you lost.
Yes,
not up.
That is true. First blood goes the way of Whitemon in that bot lane.
They just first blooded in their 2v3 lane. Obviously, Crit wasn't there. He was securing the bottom water. And Fly must have just been caught out. That's a kill I would not have looked for.
Man, Ice dies in the top lane as well.
This one is more likely. That's a 2v1.
2v1, like, yeah.
And Darkseer Clock, definitely a lane that can pressure Tide. Just Tide usually very good against these heroes that are right-click based because of Kraken Shell. But the amount of damage over time, with Magic especially, it's very strong against
nice
it.
blocks here. See if that actually connects. Yeah, Savage. 23 Savage is going to take a lot of right clicks. Is forced to just try to take out Crit in the meantime. Looks like they might trade. Will finally be the case, but of course, 23 Savage was the first to die. Now Arteezy surrounding Whitemon with those illusions.
He's going to be fine.
Looks like he should be good to go. Meanwhile, first coil of the game, and there we go. Abed just barely had the advantage in terms of XP, and as a result gets the solo kill on Carl, which is somebody we have yet to talk about. This bottle will be refilled now, but Doom mid. We're seeing some replays here. That was the first kill on to Fly, and then the kill onto Ice. So wow, that was actually a solo from Zephyr.
When you get isolated as Tide against a hero with Ion Shell, I think honestly Clockwork might be the single best support in the game at killing Tide in these situations. When you have Ion Shell, he can kill him 100 to 0 if he gets isolated out in the open with no creep wave. And there's the start of the first kill. So Fly going out to the side there, probably trying to get some information about the side camps.
Yeah, vacuum into the cogs. It's like Ice can take a lot of damage. But beautiful impale from Crit onto 2. They're going to find 1 kill, possibly a second. The Cuckoo gets that salve off in the trees, attempting to TP out. Abed will not find him.
Abed's been really good at finding people in the trees, but didn't have the orb ready. Of course, did use it already, so can't get that kill. T1 will force rotation though, so Terrorblade should be relatively safe now to play as he wants bottom. It seems to be a jungle path coming up for 23 Savage.
Let's talk about Carl for a moment here. He's had a very good tournament, obviously, as have, I mean, pretty much every member of T1. Thoughts on Doom mid? Because a lot of these games we're seeing the off lane, they get really farmed, but it's kind of a different place. I mean, I guess you're kind of playing the same thing, but it's a Doom mid where, do you like that this game? Is that give them more options, less options, a little bit more flexible?
I think it really depends what item build he goes, how much I like it. Because I think his primary job in this game should be to counter Puck, and with a mid Doom, you get more levels and, on average, more gold than the offlane Doom. So maybe you could see him transition into some faster items that you wouldn't usually maybe consider, like Shadow Blade against the Puck, so you can get the Doom out. Or, you know, you could just go for the standard Hood, Dagger, BKB, Refresher, Shiva build or whatever. We're going to see what he chooses to go for. He probably goes like just standard. Hood is amazing against the Dire, and he is working on that currently. Almost has it.
Yep, Siege kept alive here. Ice, trying to prevent Cuckoo from pulling this wave any further. A lot of damage being done to this tier 1 tower. Of course, Ice is level 6 with that Ravage available. They'll finally have to concede this Siege, but damage has been done for the most part.
Yep, they got a lot done.
Fly getting some nice XP mid in the meantime. I mean, it's only 7.5 minutes, and I mean, level 4, not too shabby.
Yeah, Abed did give him that lane space and started rotating top, but it looked... Consider diving that tower. They managed to place some really good vision in that top area. EG definitely look like they have big sense. It's not enough with the siege creep, so probably going to do it again minute 10. All right, Arteezy getting 2 courier kills.
Yeah, 8-minute rune, coil onto 2. And it looks like, again, we're going to get the kill here. In all likelihood, as Carl, okay,
logs.
he gets off the hood. And
from Zephyr, and then Carl baiting with the hood and turning around, getting that Doom off on Abed. He was not expecting that.
I was not expecting that. He was super low on HP, but yeah,
Very
blocking
nice.
a lot of that magic damage, of course. All right, well,
Looks
I mean,
like,
with that gives Carl the lead in the mid.
Yep, he is of course also playing with Devour level 4, so will be overtaking more than likely every hero in the game. Mid Doom with Max Devour will usually be top net worth, and then it's a matter of whether the items you buy with it can compensate for the hero's weaknesses.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're seeing a double build on T1, both the Darkseer and the Doom getting as their first primary item. Might be a hint that T1 really wants to play fast and look to fight. Because obviously Hood doesn't offer much in the way of split pushing and farming. It is predominantly a fighting item.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe that's their read on this whole Naga versus Terrorblade matchup.
We're going to
is
see
that
the
we can
ensnare
fight
into
here.
the cold feet combo, but Whitemon does get off his Arctic Burn and able to get to the low ground, but getting chased now with that gush from Ice Ice Ice, the patented taunt coming through. Cold Embrace, but the Illusory Orb is coming, and they'll finally clean them up. Makes it a little bit longer for Whitemon, creating just a tad more space. I mean, are we going to see anything in terms of itemization from Arteezy that would be out of the ordinary? I mean, Yasha, I mean, is Diffusal even a thing on this hero anymore?
I think Manta Scotty looks pretty good in this game. You want to be able to run in and be sustainable enough that you can take these fights. Like, if you recognize what you're playing against here, right? It's double Ion Shells, it's the Vacuum Wall, you're playing into Scorched Earth. You probably need to be pretty tanky. Oh, this is a really bad matchup for Naga, by the way. Can't cast spells. Fly's going to walk in to try to allow for a mirror image.
Finally, the song comes out and Fly out of the range of Battery Assault, and Arteezy just TP's out. The tower was literally one hit away. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't go for that.
He could deny it, no.
It didn't have vision in the bottom area of the map, obviously, under that tower.
That might seem like it wasn't that good for Zephyr because he didn't kill anyone, but he forced Song, TP out from Naga, and got AA low and forced him away too, right? So, like, considering you were one support accomplishing all of these things and then denying the tower, that was a really high impact play from him.
And Battery Assault good against both Naga and Tide, actually.
Yeah.
So, pretty nice matchup overall. So, 23 Savage is going to get AA blasted here with crit from the sideline, but the Illusory Orb might come first, and that is enough to shatter him. Abed, very nice kill, and he didn't even take any of the Ancients, I don't believe. And now they know that there's a stack here.
Yeah. You have to protect this area with a lot of... you need to put focus here as T1. They're trying to find a ward that doesn't exist, by the way, just based on the way that they moved in.
Right.
He had a feeling that there is an Observer, but the Observer is in the lane. Nothing in the triangle here. And, yeah. This is going to be the name of the game. EG will want to kill this Terrorblade as many times as they can while he's farming the triangle to try to make a sizable gap for the Naga Siren, which is already the case. Arteezy's 1,500 net worth ahead, as a matter of fact. The only reason this game looks even on gold is the Devour that is keeping Doom ahead of the puck. And Darkseer has a 500 lead on the Tide.
Yeah.
The supports are neck and neck. There's almost no difference.
Yeah, so Carl, obviously, we talked about the hood. We'll be going for BKB next. I mean, right now,
very interesting build-up.
Were you expecting a Blink Dagger? Their initiation right now is obviously Hookshot.
Yeah.
Darkseer doesn't have anything in terms of initiation quite yet.
I think Blink would be really good this game so that he can combine with Clock. Like, if Clockwork sees a really good hookshot on the puck, you have no guaranteed way of connecting the Doom unless you have Dagger. Clock himself, if there's no counterplay from a Ravage or a Hex from Lion, you can maybe get a Cog knockback as well for a little bit of extra stun. But for Doom to connect on that actually takes quite a while. And I would like to see a Dagger for that. But he is prioritizing flat out just BKB. They just want to run at them, I think. That's the mentality they're building their items for. Setting up for Terrorblade to have one item, and then maybe you just go with that.
Zephyr looks for the initiation, does connect onto Fly. Looks like that will be the sacrifice for EG, but the Finger of Death ends up getting the trade. Now we have a curse on the Fly himself, as Abed is beating the crap out of him right now, but it looks like it's going to get turned around before a kill can come out onto Crit. So, two supports for T1 take a tumble here.
Crit had a lot of Magic Wand charges there, keeping him alive.
And he's already halfway to his Blink, so not too shabby of a start for him.
Arteezy is very rich, actually.
Well, he did win a lot of tournaments in his lifetime, so that makes sense.
He is, he's 2K ahead of the Terrorblade. All of that tournament experience. I mean, it's
I guess so. Whoa, look at this. 3 belts of... What is that called? The Elven Skin?
Band of Elven
Elven
Skin.
Skin. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you ever build?
bands?
Do you ever build treads with that?
So
By
I
the
guess
way.
this is Yasha plus Dragonlance, right?
Yeah.
But he's not queuing up the Dragonlance currently.
It's the full S and Y. It looks like as well. At least for now. We'll see what he ends up doing. But Carl still, well, he was top of the net worth, but being eclipsed now, as we're going to see, he's actually going to pop that ult from Abed. Will this actually be enough to shatter him? Absolutely, with the AA ult coming out. But here's a counter initiation, but again, counter initiation from Ice with the Ravage. End up taking out the AA in turn, but this is a great trade for EG if they continue on. Crit. All right, we're going to get a song now from Arteezy, repositioning. Looking to get this kill onto the Clockwork. This is going to be a nice anchor smash.
I was right.
Earth Spike as well. Double kill for Arteezy. And now 23 Savage on the run. Cuckoo trying to mitigate a little bit of that damage for his friend, but he's going to drop as well. 4 for 1, the very least for T1. 23 Savage does survive.
And that was without having...
Middle tower is under attack.
Wait. No, EG did use absolutely everything, actually. I think maybe they didn't have Finger. That would be it. Yeah, they used every other ult. Ice Blast again.
Yeah, Carl being spotted out. Waning Rift into the Illusory Orb. He might shatter here again.
Damage.
My goodness, EG off to a very good start, and this looks like a tier 1 tower now in their name.
If you roll back and think about the draft, I think it caught T1 off guard that EG were willing to open with AA Lion in that first phase.
Radiant's middle tower
Really,
has
that
fallen.
AA pick is paying massive dividends in killing off the Doom, in negating AA's Cold Embrace. We're seeing a replay of the fight here. So good counter initiation here from Zephyr, but there's just too much in the tank for EG. And with Arteezy coming in with that song, that's what really sets up this fight. Because at this point, it looked like it was maybe going to be a 2-for-1.
Right.
But Song of the Siren very well placed. And T1, they make the call here to try to fight, which I think is just overall a bad decision.
Dire's top
You can see Fly very passionate there.
They
as
could have got
always.
both Darkseer and Terrorblade out of there by running northwest, but Darkseer was thinking about fighting and ended up being collateral damage. So EG in a great spot here. 2k gold up against a mid-Doom. So under normal circumstances, this is probably a 3 to 4k.
Yeah, there's a hook shot from Zephyr. Looks
Hey,
like
it's
Fly
dying.
dead again. Gets off the Ice Blast, but not much else will occur here. There's a very low cooldown on that ult. Ice. It looks like we had the hood on Cuckoo. Can we click on Ice? I want to see what the counter... Yeah, so he has basically the same items, but we'll be going for the Blink Dagger.
Foot
So
Dagger is great.
not too far. I mean, they're going to have double Blink not too far away from both him and Crit.
Dire's middle tower has
And
been
that's going to set up a lot for this potential team fight of EG.
It gives EG a lot of potential ways of executing fights, right? Like you look at the T1 lineup, and I think their initiation is a lot more dependent on one specific spell, and that
Right,
hookshot,
all right.
that's a lot of damage
Yeah.
from our
Winter's
Arteezy.
Ice is the one taking the brunt of the damage right now. He gets off his Ravage, though. Ice Blast again off cooldown. Not going to be enough to get a kill, at least not yet. With the coil coming out, that's a 1-for-1, but you lose Ice. And I think T1 definitely takes this trade any day of the week.
They do for sure. 1-for-1, core for support, and Ravage used.
Dire's middle
It's not bad.
tower
And
is
coil,
under
which is a little bit more of a, you know, it's a lower cooldown. It's not as important to force out as the Ravage, but it does mean they have a small moment of opportunity here, or at least that they have a breather for their Terrorblade to keep farming. Obviously, still
Dire's top
Arteezy
tower
with a
is
big
under
lead over
attack.
him, but the top tier 1 tower under attack will be claimed by 23 Savage.
Yeah, now he's starting to get some of these items that make him a tanky boy. We saw Doom now has the BKB. So
I wonder if this Sanjin
Well,
Yasha is
a
worth
double
it
blink.
here.
he's
I don't
just
know if you're
emphasizing to his team that they need blinks badly right
Oh,
now.
good
But
hook
Zephyr
shot.
has been getting some good hooks, and we see this again. Crit. Looks like AA Blast will come in, but I don't think EG want to follow this up with anything. I mean, Zephyr is their only initiation right now, and I mean, he's been doing a good job. Can't really fault him at all. I don't think he's missed a hook shot yet.
And
But
they
we've
did-
only seen one Doom from Carl, I think, this entire game, right?
Yeah, it was a high impact one onto the puck, of course, but yeah,
Dire's top
largely
tower
has
is
been
under
on the
attack.
receiving end of just being blown up by Ice Blast combos with Coil or with Lion. But definitely seeing from T1 here what the logic was behind the Clockwork pick, finding a lot of good openings on Lion and AA. And is this 3 hoods on the Radiant? It's 3 hoods, right? Doom, Darkseer,
Yeah.
and Clock all rocking the Hood of Defiance. The one on Cuckoo even upgraded into a pipe, so that means all 3 of them have like an extra one.
Yeah,
kind of.
Very
well,
tanky.
except Darkseid himself. There's a lot of magic block coming out, and I do think from T1, you're probably waiting on Terrorblade's next item, and then I think you want to try to find a fight where you just overpower. Like, see if you have enough blocking to fight them head on. It is a serious amount of mitigation coming out here. If you pipe both of your other hood carriers and they go in, the amount of damage block that they have against all of EG's lineup is pretty massive. Oh, White Monk's going to get found here.
There's the double blink being shown. Nice and Impale onto 2. AA blast to fall. The Wyvern's already dead to start things out, though. Again, though, it will be a trade as Crit is quite squishy indeed. Weren't expecting maybe that many members of T1 there, so there'll just be a trade of supports. But Wall was expended here. That's a relatively long cooldown.
Carl is going Kaya Sange.
Really? Wow. Okay, that's a first.
Where the dagger at?
Oh,
There
he's
it
changed it.
is.
Thank you for listening, Carl. Yeah, very close to finishing that bad boy, and I mean, we'll see where the team fight comes from there.
Do you think we could get an anti-caster meta where all players just start putting items that they really don't want into quick buy?
I mean, that's what happens at the end of games when players destroy their items to screw over the statisticians, right?
That's true.
Or just
go
buy a bunch of
triple
Desos.
Yeah.
Exactly, and yeah, it looks like
Smoke.
Abed will be going Lincolns into Deso, which
Standard
pretty
against two.
self-explanatory. Yeah, but yeah, and you're right. They have a ton of burst damage, but most of it is magical. So these 2 hoods and pipe. I mean, I guess in the next team fight we'll really see the power of it.
And the scary physical component of Naga is it still takes a while. Like, Naga is a hero that needs a lot of items before it really starts kicking in, and that's why it's not a very popular hero at the moment, because the games on, like, usually the game progression is too fast for Naga to be able to farm up enough. But if you do get
the instant crit, jump in with the Hex, A blast into the Finger of Death. He is the one hero that doesn't have a pipe or a hood, so
very visible.
That does make sense.
I think a bit of a blunder here from
we have a vacuum. Yeah, Winter Skirt. Perhaps this will save Cuckoo as Carl can pop his BKB. The Doom finally comes out. Ice Ice's Ravage as well. Doom was applied to Mr. Abed, who will
nice
drop.
deny.
Yeah, you're right. Deny from Arteezy. Beautifully done. That was through a BKB. Carl beating onto him as well as Arteezy getting a little bit low, but he has the ensnare, Diffusal Blade to fall, and this is actually doing so much damage, but the Cold Embrace is going to save him from now. Nice hook shot from Zephyr, and they have netting that kill on Arteezy, so it's a 2-for-1. After an amazing start for EG, they've lost their position 1 and 2. Now Carl getting surged up, has the Iron Shell applied, with very little mana to work with. Likely will fall as a result of this, and now Cuckoo and company able to clean up basically everybody from EG. Ice Ice, the lone remaining member of EG. This is after losing their Terrorblade at the beginning of the fight.
They did a really good job. The vacuum into Curse and then dooming the puck. I thought it was going to end up not being that good because of the deny from Arteezy, but the hookshot follow-up from Zephyr being able to isolate Naga after the fight just made it very, very clean for them. And now that 23 Savage is back, yeah, I mean, he died, but that also means he has all of his stuff right now. Abed will defend.
I don't know if they can get this. I mean, the death timers were pretty low. I mean, it's only 21 minutes in the game.
All right, let me give you a question here. So
you're going to give me a question?
Yes, let me ask you a question, okay?
Okay. You can give it to me, too, if you want.
You can have it as well.
So
this is a replay, Shannon. Don't cast it. So
thank you.
Imagine in real life that a hero from Dota runs at you with Surge.
Okay.
Which one is scariest? Doom has to be top 3.
Man, you're putting me really on the spot here. I mean, Pudge is disgusting in a different way.
It was actually
Carl,
Doom, so
gonna get initiated on now. Again, the AA blast. They have so much burst damage, and even with this tanky, can't get this BKB at all.
Monster kill on Abed because he got denied.
That's true.
So his killing streak is still going.
That is true.
Which can be both a good and a bad thing, depending on who would have got the kill bounty.
I mean, Doom is literally Satan, right? So it does make sense that he was scary.
So he was a Satan fish.
That's true. Okay. Well, I'll have to think about. I'll have to ponder that for a little bit here.
You've got time. They're gonna kill Roach here. EG with that pick off on Doom will be definitely getting this ended.
The blink into the Hex, and we've seen this combo before. You lose your ore back into the pit. Min-maxing for Abed. That is min-maxing at its best. He's actually going to TP out, so Arteezy will take this Aegis. No hookshot available, so won't be any, not even in the vicinity, actually, just for vision there. But Arteezy, Aegis for 5.
He should take this Aegis, actually.
Because of the killing spree?
Not really so much that, but just like if you think about the way T1 takes fights and how anti-puck centric it is. Maybe for EG you could take more map control by having the Aegis on the puck. Okay, they're just going to flat out run in and do Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah.
And he's dead.
Infernal Blade is there. He's just trying to run back into them so that, well, just for fun.
Carl gets that kill. All right, Cuckoo. Surprisingly on Darkseer, choosing to buy up the Mithril Hammer and not have buyback without having the BKB recipe. Pretty unlikely to be relevant that you have this hammer on Darkseer. Could become very relevant that you don't have buyback, depending on what EG have planned for the next few minutes. So I have to say, disagree with that choice. I don't know if there was any benefit in terms of unreliable gold there, like if he almost only had unreliable or whatever. But yeah, I think maybe holding on to gold there would have been better. Oh, the hookshot misses.
Oh boy, that's the first one missed for Zephyr here.
Zephyr is so tanky. Look at his items. Put Vanguard over.
Vanguard, wow. Yeah.
Very good item against Naga, of course. Buys him time in the fights when he keeps getting hit by the illusions. Cuckoo, or rather,
he's going to get instant hex after blinking in aggressively. A blast to follow again. Finger of Death, not enough damage. He pops the BKB, and Carl will survive as a result, but they can't really do anything with that. And again, Ice Blast, I mean, Finger of Death is a decently long cooldown at this level, but you haven't really expended that much for EG, but still have 3 minutes left on this Aegis. And I think they actually just take that trade for the BKB charge, honestly.
Yeah, it's okay. As long as you don't use anything really crucial. They didn't Ravage, they didn't Song. Their spells will be up again pretty soon.
Zephyr is going to run right into Ice Ice Ice. Gets off the hook shot, wants to go back aggro. Gets Earth Spike now as EG. They're wondering if there's anybody else nearby, and not really, as the rest of T1 are just leaving Zephyr to die, at least for now. But actually, they're going to catch out Cuckoo in the meantime with that Ravage in the wall. Whitemon gets Gush on the high ground, and Abed, they're just picking these guys off all over the place right now. I don't think T1 were on the same page there in that aggro play from the clock.
They might have been, but just been counterplayed, right? Like, I don't necessarily think conceptually that that's a bad hook shot, but they got cut off. They couldn't follow through because of the wall that EG basically placed down there with both Tide and Puck, just zoning them off from connecting. A very heads-up play from them to very quickly prevent T1 from following through there. And this should, I mean, I feel like this game is in this interesting state right now where, you know, EG are sitting on a 1k gold lead. You could be like, that doesn't matter. One team has Doom, so obviously there's that Devour factor as always, but this feels like anyone's game all the time. Even with a 5 to 10k lead for either team, I really think just initiation matters so much. This Ice Blast is going to clip.
Yeah, it will. Abed with that Deso being shown. Now Carl pops the BKB and is fine as well, but that's yet another BKB charge.
Yeah. Puck not sitting on the Axe coil yet. Doesn't even have, as a matter of fact, didn't have coil ready.
Do you think he's going to be going for the Axe?
I mean, I don't know, actually. That's a good point. He might not even get it.
Yeah, last time it was like, what, a 50-minute game? He ended up getting from Roche. He didn't even try buying it at any point.
I wonder if teams this late into the tournament are genuinely planning around third Roche as part of their itemization when they're 20 minutes in. They're like, our experience with the games and how they're going, and it's Naga versus Terrorblade, maybe you don't want to buy an Axe because you feel like you can get it for free later.
Yeah,
it is a big investment.
It is an old school matchup that we haven't really seen too much of, that's for sure. Is Butterfly now on RTZ?
I reckon he's going to go Skadi or Heart next.
Middle tower is under attack.
Heart being a very good item against Doom, but I do think the Skadi has a lot of value overall against multiple of T1's heroes. Just the ability to get that first swing off. You do have the Diffusal, of course, but BKBs are on the way. Oh, they're going to jump again.
EG are initiating so nicely. Always on the same page this game.
Their wards are super good so far.
Yeah, we saw Fly go in there not too long ago. It's a nice blink there. Be able to not get latched to the ensnare, but yeah, we can see these aggro wards that are just giving so much vision for EG right now. But of course, going high ground is going to be really difficult. I mean, you have a Winter's Curse, and you talked about, I mean, even with the discrepancy in gold that we're talking about, like Doom is a little bit deceiving in terms of the gold lead, you can still delete a hero in the right situation with that ability. So T1 definitely not even remotely out of this right now.
And there's a lot of good stuff from T1 on defense with how their heroes work. You have Vacuum into Cogs.
We're going to have a defense here, knowing that this Aegis is about to be expended.
Good orb. Oh, he jumped it.
Jumps in. He's not scared. Right, Carl showing off that BKB and Shiva's. There's the song. Question is, can they deny Abed again? That is a negatory. 9 kill streak given to Karl himself.
I can't believe he jaunted that. He saw that it was a Doom. He jaunted in against the Doom with BKB Shiva, and he just pops his items and dooms him. And it's like, yeah, you can Song of the Siren, but Doom has a 6-second BKB, which is going to remain that for the rest of the game. That's plenty of time to get Abed in kill range. And that's a huge kill. That was like a 1k gold bounty, I think he got out of that.
Yeah,
so
that was quite large.
A really big kill.
I mean, you can see the net worth discrepancies now in terms of the heroes. We have 23 Savage getting back into 2nd place now, which is kind of where he wants to be. I mean, would you expect, like in a regular game, like forget about Doom for a second, Naga, Terrorblade, farming. Naga should be farming faster at this stage, right? Usually, just a little bit.
I don't know. I think it's
like,
pretty
it's
even.
Crazy.
Like if you look at the big picture in this game, Arteezy was I think 2,500 gold ahead 10 minutes ago, and now he's only 1,500 ahead. So I don't know if that's a symptom of other heroes taking specific farm on the map, or if he has been just outplayed by 23 Savage in terms of overall efficiency. My gut says that Terrorblade does farm faster in general, actually, but I'm not much of an illusion hero player, so I feel like...
Well, look at it this way. At this stage of the game, who are you favoring right now? Because I've seen a lot of these games against, you know, with EG playing the Naga, it doesn't really end well in a good portion of them. Like this hero, I'm not a big believer. I feel like T1, if I had to give the advantage right now, despite being down in buildings, I'd still give them a good shot here.
All right,
initiation, AD blast to follow into the finger of death. Okay, caster curse is real. Karl drops dead next to his tier 3 towers, and now the song to try to save Ice Ice Ice. Looks like it'll be a successful one. And they're gonna get this tier 2 tower, and EG will get out just fine.
I do see where you're coming from. Like in general, it does feel like Terrorblade is a stronger hero than Naga for the most part. So if you keep in mind that most of the rest of the game is relatively even, I do see it. That's honestly the primary reason, though, that I would like the Radiant lineup more. It's just that I'm more biased towards Terrorblade than Naga as a game-winning hero.
Yeah.
Just based on experience and watching other games. But in the right hands and with the right coordination, Naga can win this game for sure. Always going to be that wild card of Doom. That's the other thing. Like, let's say we go late game. So EG had some great solutions yesterday against the Doom of Vici Gaming, where they went like triple Lincolns. But the difference in that game was that they were controlling the whole map for like 20 minutes. They just mega out-farmed. And it doesn't seem like they can get the same iron grip on the map in this game, because you're playing against constant ion shells, constant split push from Terrorblade illusions, rocket, flare, Wyvern just going to a lane and dropping a splinter. There's plenty of ways for T1 to actually re-access the map. And man, I just gotta again highlight EG's warding. Look how beautiful vision they have in this top area of the map. Just some really, really good wards constantly placed out here, which has enabled them to find these like 10 Blink Hex pickoffs that have put them in the position that they're in.
And Rosh is now up, so second Rosh of the game. We did see a smoke from T1 in EG's jungle, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Shard now online for Fly, by the way. He was highlighting that for a good portion of the game. This gives the Ice Vortex some damage over time so that you can push waves.
Yep. Reduces attack speed by 20. Somewhat irrelevant, I would say. It's okay against the wall, I guess, primarily. Both the Doom and the Terrorblade will... I guess against Terrorblade illusions, everything matters, right?
Yeah,
you should always be able to place them under the artillery in the back.
Okay,
all right, this is a key moment.
Yep, Karl with the Ion Shell applied right now.
A successful smoke here will give them Roshan. There's a positive scan from the Dire, which is now turned neutral.
Karl jumps in, but there's the song to counteract this immediately. Crit getting really low. The reflection, but there's the hook shot. Nicely done from Zephyr. Can he finish it off, though? The Hex into the A. Blast coming in just for the Clockwork Glow this time. They've expended quite a bit just to take out that support. And now the Doom applied to Ice Ice Ice. Was not ravaged yet. It's a 1-for-1 to start things out. Coil onto 3. Looks like EG wants to disengage completely. Buyback onto Fly from base. Arteezy getting pretty low, but there's all the damage with the Lion ult onto 23 Savage. Can he turn this around on Arteezy? He's trying to run away. Of course, Song is down, but the right clicks from Abed doing so much damage. Now Sunder's already been used. Double kill for Abed. Arteezy will actually live, and they get 3 kills off the buyback of Fly somehow.
Imagine
another no position 1, 2, or 3 died from EG.
They got a Ravage off, but they still have Ravage. Lion hit an insane
Yeah, that
Earth
was-
Spike from the high
yeah,
ground.
that was really good.
Three-man Earth Spike from Crit. He managed to
I mean,
escape.
Crit's really
with,
good
like,
at the game, some say.
He escaped with like 20% health and ends up playing Ice Ice Ice's hero while he's doomed. You're going to see it in a second here. So the kill fly, look below here. Crit lining up next to the Centaurs. Apparently the big Centaur got vacuumed into trouble. That's
always
sad way
scary.
to die.
Oh,
That
yeah.
stun.
That
That
was
is
nice.
the fight-winning stun. Without this one, Arteezy dies here.
100%.
Beautifully done by Crit.
Yeah.
Finding that angle and having the patience too.
And the
It's-
reflection with the Manta dispelling it, that's
Yeah,
as
and
close as it gets here.
It's kind of a game of chance whenever this butterfly illusions are there, right? Like,
Yeah.
are you going to dodge your own attacks or not?
That's true. All right, EG find yet another kill on the backside here. T1 still don't have their Terror Blade, and yeah, Ice Blast is up again, so that's going to be an easy one. And like we said, Roche is up. I thought they were going for it, but they ended up looking for some kills here instead. Yeah, they've basically
Should
taken it down
be
to
able
half
to go
HP
here.
with the ward giving.
It's going to be very telling for T1's approach to the game now, whether they buy back or not for this Roche. Because they could buy back now and rush up there with smoke and get there in time. It's a very high commitment play. It looks like their judgment is Roche is not going to win EG the game straight up. We think we can defend against Aegis Cheese. And the Shard, which is going to
Naga
Naga.
Siren, so 20% slow and increase the base armor reduction by 4 for Riptide. Okay.
How much
That's-
minus armor? 8.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
That is
And he has an Orb of Destruction
twice
as well.
as much as 4.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd be learning math today from Professor Cinderman.
My goal is to teach you something every cast, and it's very easy. I just need to say something.
4 times 2 is you teaching me something. Okay, well
Yeah.
that shows a lot what
It
you
was
think of my
2 times
intelligence.
4, though. But
Okay, yes, very different indeed. A 6K net worth lead now for EG, and they're going to get this tier 2 for free. So that is all the outer towers now in their favor. Of course, I don't know. I'm not counting out T1 yet. You
that
have
was
the
a really
Doom.
big moment, though.
It was. I mean, the game was even net worth wise. Now it's obviously ballooned in EG's favor.
That talent, by the way, level 20 talent on Terrorblade, I didn't realize he has that. That's crazy good.
Which one?
8-second conjure image duration.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
What an
Not
insane
too bad.
talent, actually, on that hero.
Yeah, Arteezy is doing a lot of damage. Of course, like I said, Orb of Destruction is there, so minus armor on the
Oh,
towers.
that nice split push.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
For a Hasta hook shot. Oh, might get turned around now. Ice Blast is there. They actually finish off Cuckoo. And they're going to use the Winter's Curse for now, but BKB's already popped. Looking for the Doom potentially. Remember, Aegis still on Arteezy. He pops the song now, but with the coil, maybe a little bit miscommunication here as EG looks to disengage.
Yeah. But getting out of there is fine. You force wall, you forced Sunder, Curse. A lot of things happening there. Wait, did it just say armor lowered by 12? So is it 12 or 8? So is the 8 the regular Riptide and now
Maybe.
it's +4?
Maybe.
I would trust the tooltip if it wasn't for the reason that the tooltips are wrong 40% of the time.
40%. Oh, that's...
So, very specific, I know.
It is very specific. Learning something again today. Thank you.
I actually don't know if it's -8 or -12. I don't play Naga and I never play against
Nobody plays Naga. That's the problem.
I do think the base Riptide
Oh,
is
they're going to find Cuckoo, it looks like. Yep. So much
All right.
squishier when the Ice Blast is applied. Does have buyback, though.
Yep, it's gonna
Gonna
be
get the tier
expended.
4, though, or the tier 3. Now
Arteezy
Arteezy
is so
focusing
strong.
on the range creep.
Backpack Abyssal Blade.
And it looks like the Ranger Axe will fall.
Backpack Diffusal Blade.
I mean, you have stronger items, so he does have treads.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you backpack the treads, but he's valuing the move speed here. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And this should be at least one lane.
Are they? Okay, they're going to jump in with Carl. He gets that Doom off. Because again, Aegis is still on Arteezy, so I don't even know if he cares about dying right
refresher
now. There's the big ultimate from Ice Blast to follow. It's only going to hit one here, it looks like, but there's the coil out to 3. Abed taking Wyvern out of the fight immediately. Still has his ult. Will buy back into the game, though. And now the Doom again applied to Arteezy. Looks like they'll finally take him out successfully without the Aegis this time. Now see if they can turn the things around. There's the beautiful ult from Crit, taking out Doom again. And with that, we'll see if Abed can clean anybody else up. Cuckoo, this would be a dieback if he continues to go in here. But there's the Winter's Curse finally. Cuckoo, Anchor Smash, and the right click from Ice is enough to take him out. And there, Ice with the refresher. Looks like they'll find Zephyr in all likelihood with the right clicks from Abed, definitely. And with this Deso, you can continue to take these racks. absolutely no problem.
And that was a kind of a Hail Mary play from T1, to be honest. They used the refresher on their Doom to kill Naga twice.
Yeah, once with the Aegis, once without.
Yeah, both Dooms expended for that, and obviously that means the rest of EG's crew just get free fights. Puck using seemingly 100 spell volleys. They have their own refresher on Ice 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 there, looking to be mega creeps. This doesn't necessarily end the game with the lineup that the Radiant has, but
It's close.
it's very close. And it is 100% going to be megas here. This is one of the beautiful things about Puck mid with this build, is that you can actually take barracks when your carry is dead with this mid hero.
Backdoor, backdoor. Crit needs to hit it. There you go.
Double hit from Puck with the phase shift attack.
It was crit. They needed Lion's auto attack.
Okay.
All right. Mega creeps are for EG. Of course, this is only game one of this best of 3. But EG are definitely primed to win
What
the
a
first
great
one.
fight from EG again.
Yeah, here we go. We can see, I believe the first Doom was already used here, right? This was the second one.
You see, you're going to see here 23 Savage pretty confidently going forward. He's just going to get blown up by Tide Puck and a little bit of a cold feet here. Just feeling confident with Naga taken out of the fight that he can still go in, but if you have any less than half health, the spells from EG are still very much potent enough to kill you off. I'm going to see the longest mana drain I've seen in my entire life apparently did not get cancelled there from Crit.
Perfectly normal for Lion players.
Yep.
Of course, has that shard, so the magic immunity comes through with it as well.
Insane shard against Clockwork. It means if you get hookshot jumped, you can just mana drain and stay alive.
That's true, actually.
Arteezy looks very unhappy to trade his life for Mega Creeps. A true carry player.
Yeah.
It's not good enough if I die. Bad trade, guys. Keep me alive next time. I need 2 Aegis.
Honestly, I can relate with that. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Crit with only 3 finger kills here, or 3 finger charges specifically, but he still takes the 70 HP talent.
Yeah, he does.
I feel like that's been the standard so far, and he takes the finger death damage per kill, so it's a whopping 60 extra damage. Pretty good, huh?
That's not retroactive, though.
I would assume it is.
I don't
That wouldn't
think-
make any sense. It's
I think-
initiation. Arteezy
Doom?
get doomed again. His BKB was already applied.
He's fast. They're not getting him here.
Yeah, we got Abed here now with his coil. Carl pops that refresher orb. This is going to be the last stand for T1, it looks like. Gets the Doom off to Ice, Ice, Ice. But again, I don't think either of these guys are dying for EG. You can see 23 Savage going to work. The Doom is going to be the first one to die in this engagement. Song of the Siren means 23 Savage is the only member of T1 able to do anything, and for the time being, he's going to get ensnared now. They're just kiting him. The Hex from Crit into the Gush. He's going to get Cold Embrace for now. Still pretty freaking healthy.
Double kill.
They're just kiting him. Double kill for Abed as he's just going to town on everybody on the backside here. There's the Ravage from Ice 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 onto 2. They're going to focus on 23 Savage. The double Ravage to follow. Already used Sunder. Triple kill for Abed, and GG's are called EG. They win a Naga game. I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting this. But it looked good. It looked real good.
They found the counter to 23 Savage.
Yeah, I have to admit,
It's 23 Ravage.
23 Ravages?
I wonder how many they used that game. Probably,
not
that's
23.
quite a lot, though.
Not 23.
That's, if you count crit stuns as Ravages, some of them, you get there.
If
It
you
wasn't too
count
far
every
off.
spell in the game, yeah,
That's
I think you're
Ravage.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely accurate.
Great game from EG. I think they played us.
An enemy destroyed cannot rise against you.
Zephyr.
Evil geniuses
that's
turn to Dire team
Shutting
back.
down.
Evil geniuses turn to pick. Evil geniuses turn to Evil geniuses turn to pick.
You have enough. This double dude.
What happens when Juggernaut?
He's split in half.
My God!
Yeah, he splits in half, one leg, one arm.
When
Yeah,
it's
half
over,
the
he's
damage,
just
half the
dead.
damage. Damage.
Oh my God!
That's
Very crazy environment. Love
you
it.
Can even just top to bottom, not. So,
Fantastic.
I agree. They are in the that can kill. Savage is very.
Well, Lacoste, I'd love to hear. Players are ready to play.
Yeah,
this
let's let them
very
play.
exciting game. So let's go ahead and throw it on over to our caster, Sunsfan.
Greetings, Sir Action Slack. Sunsfan here with Cinder. We have game 2 of this best of 3 between T1 and Evil Geniuses. Cinder and EG takes game 1. Stop smiling at me right now. They took it in pretty convincing fashion, I have to say. Will T1 come back and force a game number 3?
I do think they have pretty good chances based on the draft. They addressed a lot of the problems that they had. They got rid of the Lion as well as the Puck in 2 different phases, something that EG have been incredibly successful with in this tournament. So definitely making their adjustments. You do, of course, have to give up something, and they will give up Terrorblade that EG still haven't lost with, so that's probably bad news. But they've got a lot of the stuff that they like themselves. They got their hand on the Doom again. They've got a Nyx. They've got the Leshrac on Cuckoo, actually, which was a very impactful hero in the series against PSG-LGD last night.
Yeah.
Over on EG's side, they're a little bit... they've switched to some heroes they haven't played as much. Fly on the Elder Titan is definitely a staple for him, but hasn't been picked too much this tournament. Skywrath on crit. So I do feel like T1 are taking them, I wouldn't say out of the comfort zone. It's not like anyone on the EG team is playing heroes they're not comfortable with, but it's definitely not like their #1 go-to priority heroes that they've got their hands on.
And I have to say, the hero that, at least the talent side, and I guess maybe the public to some degree, that people really hate this tournament because they think it's garbage, is Tiny. And we're continuing to see it, and EG have shown that they have the aptitude to play at position 4 or mid and find success with it, as Zephyr just takes a rune there.
Yoink.
And they're going to take 3 for T1 as a result.
Yeah, Tiny's win rate is pretty abysmal. It's got a little bit better in the playoffs, I think, toward the later portions, because teams picked it a little bit more wisely, I think. I believe it's 1-8 on support, and something like 4-8 or something along those lines on core. So still not great, but in the right conditions can be a nice pick still. Usually what you're looking for with Tiny is the ability to, first of all, have a good lane matchup in mid, and secondly, be able to burst specific enemy heroes really easily. Obviously, one of the heroes you're happy to pick Tiny into is Leshrac. And might be part of the reason that T1 has chosen to put it off lane instead of mid.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, what do you think of the matchup mid though? It is Doom. It feels like this is maybe a somewhat farming lane. Unless you can reposition Doom onto the tier 1 tower with Toss into something else.
Right.
You think anything's actually going to happen in that lane aside from farming?
Funny tip there. Yeah, I don't know what 23 Savage was doing there. That was a very weird Blade Fury. I think it's pretty much a draw, that lane. If anyone comes out slightly ahead, it's probably Tiny, but that is strictly off having the tree, or maybe some slightly better denying than Doom.
Okay.
Overall, I think they're both just going to farm. And there isn't that much kill potential. Like, maybe, like you said, the toss into tower with the Skywrath rotation can get a kill on the Doom. The other way around, though, there's like almost no chance, right? Like, how on earth is Tiny going to die to a Doom? Doom has to run onto heroes. You have both Avalanche and Toss to get him away. So I don't think Carl will ever kill in this lane until he's level 6. And at that point, he might even need a rotation to pull that off. So that's the good news for Abed, is he will just be able to farm first blood.
Yeah, second Blade Fury for 23 Savage. The first one was a bit of a misclick, it looked like, but second one nets them the first blood.
They thought he didn't know what he was doing, but as a matter of fact, he knew what he was doing.
The ultimate, I mean, they are in the lower bracket final, so I would hope they realize that he is quite good indeed. as we did see, of course, RTZ pop in the meta pretty early here to be able to secure a ton of farm as Echo Stomp onto 2. And just before more harassment purposes, Fly, once it comes back, he does get a ton of damage, but he's going to get Split Earth from Cuckoo. I mean, what are your thoughts on like off-lane Lesh? Because you talked about how they potentially moved that after seeing the lineup from EG.
I don't know. I think in this game it can work pretty well because they have a double stun lane against Terrorblade and Elder Titan, so they can hold their own at least and get farm. But Leshrac doesn't exactly have the best base damage to get CS against a lot of the safe lane carries. And with the ET protecting, I don't see kills being particularly likely for T1's lane either. Oh, Savage.
Oh my, Arcane Bolt's actually enough. All right, so they end up netting themselves a return kill once they TP back. So EG, evening things up. 15-2 CS right now versus the Abed Tiny 12-2. So Doom off to a pretty good start, and of course it's just going to amplify once that Devour starts being leveled up even more, as we've kind of talked about every single Doom game, but that is pretty much all you can talk about. They do have double Doom potential this game, though, with the Soulbind. I feel like we see this combo, and then it almost never happens in a game. Why is that? Is it just the positioning from Grim is difficult to pull it off?
The conditionals, right? First of all, Grim needs to hit a Soulbind. Doom needs to be in range and have Doom ready. Okay. Well, they're going to chain him off.
All right. Here. Yeah, the Impale into the Split Earth, but
and a lot of the time Doom lineups open fights with Doom, right? And if the Doom is going first, what are the odds you get a Soulbind? The enemy heroes need to be in range for the Soulbind. They need to be 2 heroes near each other, and Doom needs to be able to wait for that to happen. So it can be amazing. I think in this game, T1's chances of pulling it off are higher than normal because they have both. They have the Nyx, who's a really great setup for a fight. He will run in, stun Carapace for a long duration lockdown and force the enemy team to react. And when they react, that's when you can come in for your combo.
Zephyr getting chased by Fly, but he ends up netting himself a Water Rune and a Bounty. So just Fly kind of just running around there. As we see the Tier 1 tower now. RTZ be able to right-click pretty easily with that meta. Again, that's be the second of the game. Wait, sorry, Observer, click on whoever you just clicked on. They already had the shard queued up in their inventory for an upcoming item. Yeah, just go through all the heroes. We'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. All right, not yet. No, okay, keep going. Yep, you keep it up. All right, we're getting there. There, almost. There we go. All right, 23 Savage.
Man, I really
Maelstrom
hope nobody
into shard.
And you just made him go through every single hero.
I like trolling people, okay?
Too bad.
My apologies, but I mean, Maelstrom Shard, that's pretty freaking strong. You can attack through the Blade Fury, you get extra attacks, or you get extra move speed while Blade Furying.
Yeah, and he's specifically itemizing against Terrorblade, right? Like, that's
absolutely
what you gotta do. On top of that, he probably identifies that this is the kind of game where he can get 100 to 0'd in a Dragon Knight stun plus Skywrath and Tiny combo. So a lot of the time you will need to use your spells very early in fights, and therefore increasing the impact of Blade Fury is probably not a bad idea.
I will not forget this.
Yeah, there's 23 Savage after that death. I mean, 17-2, he's going to get Dragon Tail, but mid lane, we're going to see the Avatos combination with the Ancient Seal, that extra damage coming through.
Very easy kill. Doom is a pretty tanky hero early on, especially after the armor buff, but this amount of overwhelming magic damage when you're on the enemy hill, you just can't handle it. Like, Tiny plus Skywrath will 100 to 0 him every time with level 2 Ancient Seal if everything lands. So I think he should pay a little bit more respect there on Karl in mid. So far, in terms of CS, EG are doing great. Leshrac offlane has 13 CS only for T1. Compare that to the Dragon Knight, who's doubling him up. RTZ's doing very well as well. Basically, everyone on EG's team is happy right now.
Yeah. Oh, we have a haste on Abed. He gets the Avalanche into the toss, back into the fray. Crit again with the Ancient Seal. Fly is there. Can't really catch up, though. Scorched Earth is up and running, as we're going to see potentially Ice 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 take a tumble here.
Oh, nice kill.
So T1 finding some... I mean, they're up 1k, but of course, Doom effect and whatnot. But like you said, in terms of CS, EG doing quite well right now.
And the hero in the shot right now is really going to be my big question mark, is Cuckoo on that Lesh. Like, how much is this offlane Leshrac going to be able to output? A big part of this hero's strength for me is the timing that it hits early when it's mid, where you get Edict really fast and you start taking towers. You just never find that same impact from the offlane because you're sharing experience, and usually you get contested a lot on CS, so you don't get the key items as fast, which has exactly been the case in this game. Like, Offlane Leshrac just, his base stats and base attack just kind of suck in 2v2. Like, he does way better in mid because you have this constant access to water runes, you buy bottle, so you're farming with spells. Karl will be fine here.
Yeah.
Was close though. Abed is really being a bully.
I mean, that combo has been nerfed time and time again, so it's actually a little bit surprising to me to see them get that close. We're going to see Echo Stomp connect on the fly. He's going to be woken up though with the right clicks of Arteezy. Slitherth is not going to hit, and Arteezy nets himself a kill onto Kuku.
Very nicely placed stomp there from Fly. There was, I think there was an escape path there for Kuku on the Lesh, but it was really hard to find it in that moment. Kind of just cornered him completely. Burn. Very annoying for Abed, but he should be getting an 8-minute power rune here. They have full river control. They're going to place Fly in the bot rune. Abed is checking top, and he will find
Well, it'll be an invis.
Visibility. What a great rune for Tiny.
Yeah, that is a top tier one, no doubt.
He could look to kill Jugger with this, even, together with Kret.
Yeah, Jug is second in net worth right now, so he's recovered nicely despite dying early on in lane.
That ward saw the smoke, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
This
won't be a surprise.
Pretty critical, because if this would have worked out, they definitely would have got a Jug kill and maybe even the top. Oh,
the question is, do they know that he has an invis rune on top of him?
Oh, yeah, they didn't see the rune, so they saw the smoke.
He's not invisible anymore.
What?
So
Wait, what?
I'm not. Did he bottle?
He ran through a sentry.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
I didn't actually notice. He ran through the sentry and something saw him. He just broke it. All right, good job from T1 dodging that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice.
I mean, this is what Tiny's all about. It's about the burst damage, getting off to a good start, and snowballing. There is potential for him to turn into a pseudo carry later with the shard, being able to right click, but I mean, we haven't really seen a ton of that in this tournament, especially from the mid position, but I mean, Abed is obviously capable of pretty much anything, so we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, typically, though, after the burst damage of the coming out with the Blink Dagger, something like an Echo Saber will normally come through, but
this is bad for Whitemon.
Yeah, not bad.
Someone is going to die.
Waiting for the Ancient Seal to, well, he's going to find Whitemon to start things out. He's going to get Science Phoenix to the Phantom's Embrace, but a double TP now for T1. Dragon Tail from Ice into the Mystic Flare. That's going to net them one kill. The Doom already applied to Abed. It looks like he's pretty fast, though. Can he get away? Nice Echo Stomp. He's going to hold T1 in place, and as a result, Abed shall live. So that's going to be a wasted Doom in the end. But now the Dragon Tail, looks like Ice finally takes out that Healing Ward. Avalanche not going to prevent the Blade Fury, but actually did get the kill. He's trying to TP out with that Blade Fury, but more than enough damage from EG. Arteezy died on the other side.
This is a side note.
Yeah, just a side note. The position 1 of EG did die.
Got killed by Nick Slash. So if Arteezy doesn't die here, this is obviously a huge win for EG. I still think they're favored in this trade. Yeah, you're going to see it here. So that's the Mana Burn combination with the stuns, and Arteezy doesn't have Sunder skilled anyway. So both teams take a tower, and both teams kill the enemy carry. EG got a little bit of an extra kill there, and Doom was expended. So I will give them the victory there, but not by a lot. Good job from T1 to find a counterplay on the other side of the map. Kind of equalize the situation. So once again, we've got Karl with this first item hood.
Yeah, but this time he's going Blink second.
No.
Okay.
Every time we talk about his item, he changes it. I was like,
yeah, what is this?
BKB last time when we mentioned it, he went Dagger.
Yeah, it looks like Fly.
I didn't even get time to make the joke. He actually did it. All right, let's see. When he has like 1,500 gold, he's going to switch back.
Okay.
Maybe it's a tick he has.
Yeah, that could be. It could be. We've seen that before. Many a time.
Oh, I thought for a second he switched to it.
What would you prefer this game, though? Do you actually agree with the BKB first?
I still think he should buy Dagger.
Yeah.
I do think. But honestly, I think the Dagger is less good first item than last game. I think you have a better case for buying BKB this time.
Ancient Seal. Yep, they spot him out. Avalanche toss, and that just blows up Zephyr. Man, oh man. Yeah, the Sentry in the high ground spots him.
Skywrath
nicely placed.
The Skywrath Nyx matchup is actually super interesting because everything is about information in that matchup. If Nyx sees Skywrath first and Sky doesn't have detection, Nyx can almost one-shot combo him. If it's the other way around, the Ancient Seal just blasts you with any spells. And you saw it right there. Easy kill for him.
23 Savage has to TP back to base, which means he can't really come into this mid lane. EG knows that TP is down. They're going to start with an Avalanche with a Soulbind to counter. Echo Stomp to counter that on top of it. Impale's only going to connect on one. Lightning Storm to follow.
Oh, now they do.
Yeah, they do find one kill. onto Crit. The Earth Spiller does connect onto 2, though, as Cuckoo getting right-clicked by Arteezy. Just enough damage to take him out. Meanwhile, Doom into the Inkswell. This will be a cleanup crew. Will they get the deny, though, is the question. Now, Abed does die to Carl in the end, so a 2 for 2. Now, Fly, Echo Stomp. We'll connect on the Whitemon. Arteezy still in that meta, so should be able to find himself Whitemon at the very least. Triple kill for him. Fortunate for EG that Arteezy's able to get all those kills. And now maybe the tier 1 tower to follow.
Yeah. It looked good for T1. They got the first kill and they got the Doom off on Tiny, and this time he does die. But
Carl, Dragon Tail. He does have a hood. Mystic Flare does a ton of damage, though. They layer this pretty nicely with the Echo Stomp. So he is mega fast.
Haste and Hood will stay alive. But EG with another good move. They get the kills on Arteezy, 3 kills, as well as the mid tower. So really starting to ramp up. T1 with a less than 1k gold lead with Doom on top of the boards.
And now we have double Blink Dagger. So Ice with 1, Abed with 1. Expect EG to get ultra aggressive now.
And worth pointing out, as was highlighted a moment ago, the Elder Titan did not have his aura yet. Now he's skilling it. So we see the first point now come out in natural order. Of course, this is going to amplify the damage of Tiny and Skywrath significantly when the Spirit is there. So a really nice like amp lineup that they've got going here. A lot of synergies. Yeah. Later on, if ET gets farmed enough, if he melees Jugger, Jugger has so much base armor that just gets removed by natural order, and that will make Terrorblade just slice through him like
I was
no
a little
problem.
bit surprised that they picked an agility carry into Elder Titan, if I'm being honest, but
what options did they really have, though?
Yeah, there's not that. Oh, Ice. Okay. No Dragon Tail. Savage.
Reacts. Did he TP and cancel that?
I think he TP canceled, yeah. So, I'm not sure if they saw that, though. Dragon Tail? All right. Ice popped the Dragon form, so he's looking for more, potentially.
Are they going to steal the Dragons? Nope. They're going to jump.
Yeah. There's the Dragon Tail initiation onto Nyx Assassin Zephyr. Looks like he's going to get the better of it for now. Spike Carapace into the Impale. Now Ice will be the one to TP out.
Didn't cancel his, though.
Indeed.
Guru is pretty low, but finds a regen rune.
Regeneration.
And EG want access to the triangle. It's similar to last game. They want to deny...
Avatos. Yep. That's a kill, all right. I mean, it's funny because we talked about the nerfs to Avatos, and I mean, there have been minor nerfs, but several times, I feel like, over the course of the last couple of years. I mean, if you don't get off to a good start, it's hard to actually take anybody out. But with the Mystic, or with the Ancient Seal and Natural Order, able to actually get targets that you normally wouldn't be able to.
Insane if everything is on top of the
Whitemon. Yep. Avatos again. Boom. Boom.
He didn't even land before he died. He didn't even take the toss damage.
Yeah, the right click does hurt now for Abed, of course. And he's going for the Echo Saber as we expected. Carl did not decide to go Blink Dagger. He didn't reverse us, Cinder, so it will be that BKB.
He's going to switch to Blink before he finishes BKB now.
Yeah, after the Mithril Hammer Ogre Club, I think it's time for Blink.
I really hope he puts it in Quick Buy and then buys the BKB. Please.
Yeah.
We're gonna check.
That would be a great interview question. Why do you taunt us so, young man? But crit in the vicinity for an Ancient Seal. Abed looking for more. Ice. Okay. Gets the stun off into the Avatos and the Mystic Flare again. The Earth Spirit of the follow. And Carl, I mean, if you had BKB, wouldn't be able to pop that off, but you do get the return kill onto Abed. That is huge for T1. So it's a mid for mid. They do have a lot of vision here, but I mean, who is that better for? Actually, I mean, Doom is top net worth because of that Devour.
It's so irrelevant, really. In the grand scheme of things.
Oh, again, Ice with the initiation. Inkswell is there. Healing Ward on the high ground, so 23 Savage is more than fine.
I guess the one thing EG might have accomplished there, I didn't see how many TPs came out from T1, but if they rotated, for example, Jugger off a farming pattern and he TPs mid, then you can consider that a win. Arteezy is obviously already well underway up here.
For 23 Savage, are you... Oh, Arteezy?
They gonna try for this?
Maybe. Cuckoo doesn't have a ton of mana left, right? We get the Echo Stomp. Arteezy is here. And with crit, I do believe this will be a kill. Okay, Abed's there as well. Of course it's a kill. What are we talking about?
But Skywrath Tiny is so sick.
From 23 Savage, this build, obviously I like it in general. We're going to see the initiation again from Ice, but he doesn't really have any teammates nearby other than the illusion of Arteezy, which is still nothing to scoff at.
It's just pressuring.
Are you surprised no Manta is being queued up for Jug? Like, I feel like Ancient Seal, like, what do you have against that?
Yeah.
Oh, he actually switched to S and Y now, so you're going to have at least the status resist for it.
I'm worried for Jugger in this game. I feel like you need to dance around so many things to have impact. Like, if you get caught by Dragon Tail, you die. You get caught by an Ancient Seal, you die. You get caught by Avatos, you die. You even have to play around the Elder Titan Stomp too. Like, that can force you to spin.
Yeah.
Because if you take that, any of the previously mentioned spells can easily connect, and they playing without a save on T1. They're gonna find Fly.
Yeah, Vendetta into the Impale. Looks like Cuckoo solo kill. Very nice. But the Inkswell will connect here, so at the very least T1 gets some sort of a trade. Not exactly what they're looking for, but better than nothing. And yeah, we've seen these games like from the past where Tiny just takes off. This is not a recent thing that, I mean, typically they taper off a lot, which, you know, could still happen, but Abed is off to an amazing start.
It seems pretty clear that EG's read on this hero is that the damage isn't significant, so they're ramping it up, right? With both ET and Skywrath, a lot of the kills that Tiny doesn't usually find are a piece of cake now. And on top of that, something I feel like EG is doing an exceptional job at in this series so far and in the series yesterday is they get really good aggressive lane wards. They play for that Lion Dagger that they had last game. They play for the Tiny Blink to find non-stop kills and make parts of the map uninhabitable for T1.
That's very true. I mean, one thing to note, the courier for Abed was killed. That was his Echo Saber. Oh no, actually his Ogre Club's still to finish. I thought he was a little bit more farmed than this. I mean, he's been farming the heroes, but not so much the creeps, so his net worth is going to suffer a bit. But again, creates a lot of space for his team.
But that is a key point, right? Like, he's not exploding in terms of net worth, and...
Oh, Carl. They've been waiting up here for a long time. Crit, Ancient Seal, Avatos into the Mystic Flare, but will survive. He does have that full BKB charge available. Up that Scorcher, trying to find Abed in the meantime, but looks like Crit will be the sacrifice for EG.
And
Abed does have
considering
TP.
how aggressively EG's heroes are playing and how much of the map they, like, block, Jugger has really good farm. Like, this is, he's only 500 net worth behind a Terrorblade who's had more or less free map access, so just finding really good farm on 23 Savage.
Blink in, again, trying to focus on the Doom, who's extremely tanky with both the BKB and Hood. Credit to Carl for not popping that BKB earlier. Very confident. Okay, Avatos now. He's not quite dead, though. Gets out with just a sliver of HP.
Oh, Terrorblade illusion?
That's... You sound very hopeful. Terrorblade illusion?
Yeah, could have happened.
But a little bit more farm, but he does live.
He didn't pop BKB. That was scary. For Carl, he does stay alive.
Yeah, what do you think of the, I mean, -3 armor from the neutral item, of course.
This time he's going Kaya Sanj.
Okay.
And he committed for the Sanj, so I don't think he's going Dagger.
Yeah, Nether Shawl, of course, gives a ton of magic resist at the cost of armor, but most of the damage coming out from EG is magic.
So what do we think about the neutral items? Apple is really, really good on Lesh.
Apple, huh?
I don't... Okay. Yeah, so you obviously have the choice of giving Lesh the shawl as well. I think it was...
Omni Slash! Fly's gonna have to eat it.
Did Doom have the shawl on the last engage? He probably did. Yeah. So that's why he lived.
Yeah, his magic resist is crazy.
It might look weird to give this to Doom over Lesh, but honestly, they need all the magic resist they can get on the Doom because he is the front line.
Yeah, for sure. Cuckoo.
Okay,
yeah,
never mind. Cuckoo is the front line, apparently.
For now, he is. Split Earth is actually going to connect now. Ice. Zephyr gets off the Vendetta into the Impale, and with that Blade Fury, 23 Savage
from T1
able to take him out. But Abed with the Avatar, he's going to get stunned thanks to the Spike Carapace into the Doom and Split Earth to follow. Abed in a lot of trouble, and T1 doing really well right now. Carl actually gets the credit for that kill. The Inkswell again, this time connects onto Arteezy into the Impale, but there's the Split Earth, or the Earth Splitter, I should say, onto Fly. 3 heroes hit. They're going to be able to take out Whitemon immediately. Zephyr looks to be the next, and now T1 has to fall back. Mystic Flare, not enough to take out Cuckoo. Be able to walk away for now, but the Arcane Bolt still following him. Concussive shot as well. Double Arcane Bolt.
This is close. He's fine.
Looks like he's okay. Oh, another Arcane Bolt, and with the Astral Spirit
TB
running
illusion.
After him. All right.
Actual
Reflection as well. And Arteezy ends up finding the kill. My God, the chase. The chase potential on
the Terrorblade illusions.
That was pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
What a sick save from Fly. I hope we get a replay of that. That looked so good for T1. Really don't blame them for going for that Terrorblade kill. But I think that was a 4-man stomp into Earth Splitter. We're going to see it here. So they get this first pick on the Tiny by using Doom. And this looks so clean, right? They chain their spells very well. There's a Grimstroke Silence, Nick Stun, Lesh Stun.
Boom. Boom.
6 Splitter. They get the Sunder
and
off.
the Sunder. Yeah, that was really impressive.
And you're right, it is Split Earth versus Earth Splitter.
Yeah, that's
confusing.
It's okay.
If you're a new viewer and have never played Dota before, Sunstan is talking about two different spells.
Ice.
He usually talks trash and doesn't really know what he's talking about and will call spells that they're not called. But
yes,
these are two different spells.
Thank you, Synderen.
You're very welcome.
Earth Splitter and Split Earth.
Yes.
They're both pretty powerful in their own way, though. One is an ultimate, though. A little bit more powerful in the right hands.
And they do different things.
By the way, in that replay, Arteezy was about a split second away from denying Abed. That was super close. The right click was on the way, but T1 able to net themselves Abed. Who, again, like he's tapered off a bit in terms of farm. Is this concerning for EG?
A little bit, but as long as Arteezy is doing well enough, that's one thing Terrorblade really does very well, is being the true carry of the lineup. Like, you can have one or two other cores that don't necessarily scale insanely well as long as Terrorblade is safe. And once again, they do have the amplification to work with. In this game, they're going to open on ice. They have the smoke coming here.
That into the Impale again, but Carl biding his time here. He has an actual Invis rune. Looks like they're going to get the Mystic Flare off for now. Not enough damage, though, from EG. I think with this looks like a kill onto Ice. Carl pops that BKB, wants to go further. Still has his ultimate available, but not really able to find anything.
Dire's top tower is under
Could have been a lot worse for EG for sure, but give credit to T1. Able to keep the pressure on here. As, Arteezy with a Lincoln Sphere, so fearing the doom, it seems. Zephyr, by the way, 1,000 away from finishing Aghanim Scepter on Nyx Assassin. This gives him the Burrow ability, and it buffs literally all his other skills. It essentially becomes like a siege. Not a siege, but like a... I don't know even call it. It's almost like a lurker,
it's essentially,
like from StarCraft Brood War.
You become artillery. You sit down, you can't move, and your spells are better, and you're tankier.
A lot of times it feels like it's really... like the apex of it is high ground defense.
It's insane on high ground. On either team's high ground, really. It's great for sieging, too, if you get in position.
If you're in position, yeah. But you are against a toss.
You're against toss. You're against insane magic damage still.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is one of those games where you just burrowed and you get spotted and you feel safe.
Are you surprised that he's going for it so early? I mean, we've seen it before this tournament. It's looking a bit underwhelming, I want to say.
I feel like it's stable, I guess. I think it's also about player preference. There are other items in this game that would have been really good, like Eul's, for example, against all this spell burst. Could have considered Lotus Orb for his teammates. But it is solid in a lot of situations, and I do think T1 are really late game focused here. So they want that big item that's going to help them later.
Carl and company are smoked right now, looking for potential initiation here. Might be baiting their Lesh a bit.
They would love to do Marteezy, but
yeah, Soulbind. They're looking for the double doom. Carl pops the BKB, really wants to get this up, finally does, and there's the double doom we've been talking about. But EG on the run, and they have some distance here. This will be a big waste. Crit might have to be the sacrifice. Inkswell, Force Staff into it, so they'll net themselves at least one kill here, but it looks like EG want to fight back. Ice jumps in with that Dragon Tail. We see buyback onto Crit, coming back into the fight very shortly because that tier 1 tower is still up. Impale connects onto 2, but look at the Hackles up. Onto 3 heroes, Earth Splitter to fall. It's literally everybody. Are you serious? Zephyr falls immediately, Sunder from Arteezy. Mila right-click Carl, looks like from a distance. Fly trying to chase him down. Abed with the toss onto the other side, but Omni Slash comes in now. Illusions are taking a little bit of it, but Fly will take most of it. Double kill for Savage. As now he's on the run, potentially gets that Blade Fury off. Remember, he has the Shard, so he's doing extra damage and the extra move speed applied. Abed gets the Avalanche toss onto 2. They're going to be able to find him along with Whitemon. So 4 dead in favor of EG. It did cost them a buyback. Cuckoo TP's out in the midst of danger here in the Roche pit. But what a turnaround fight from EG.
Dude, Fly did more damage than Arteezy that fight.
Fly has been the MVP for sure.
Terrorblade hitting for a big majority of that fight. Insane. It was literally 5-man splitter, right? I gotta see it again here.
Unreal.
So the healing ward is amazing here for T1. They're gonna group up around it to all stay healed.
On
it's
3.
A 3-man stun.
I don't know how all 5 of them get hit though.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a mistake there, I would say, from T1. Obviously, the Jugger was in spin, so it takes way less damage, but yeah, clip the Doom as well, and wow, the spell casting from EG.
And Fly takes all the damage from the Omni Slash. The MVP of the fight for sure.
Crit did buyback here, however, so it wasn't a total tragedy for T1. But obviously it is
tail end of this replay again.
It is definitely overall a win for EG for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, Carl is very tanky. Has the Sage Kai, like you talked about, the plate mail now going into the Shivas. As we see the Avatos again with the Echo Saber being shown, but it's not enough damage to take out Whitemon.
What did he toss?
I think he tossed a creep, perhaps?
Oh, it just died midair. I didn't see anything come down again.
I'll take
Well,
that.
I don't think he has the no target talent. I think that's on 20, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, instant the jump in. Ice, ice, ice. He gets the Lincoln applied for now. Whitemon and company, they get the Soulbind off, but it's not really going to much come from it, aside from potential ice, ice, ice skills. Going to be close, but no TP for you. 50 seconds on the deck, and we haven't seen Roshan yet. 27.5 minutes so far.
So Cuckoo, with that Observer Ward pre-placed, knew that Ice 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 had initiation plans, so he pre-cast the Yule. And as soon as Ice comes in for the stun, he gets Yuled and just counterplayed. And they have so much chain stun between Nyx and Lesh and Grim that Ice didn't get to play his hero again for that fight. Nicely done by T1. So as this game progresses, the Terrorblade is starting to really pull ahead now of Jugger. Obviously the last fight, a big part of that. Arteezy now 3k up, almost having Daedalus. A very big damage item for this game. Choosing to not go Skadi, which is pretty unusual, I would say, at this point.
Do you think it's because...
I did get the range creep, okay.
I think it's because he's expecting Ags on Grimstroke this game, is it not?
Yeah, but he already bought the Lincolns for that, right? It was for that and Doom, so it's like a double whammy, right? But
sure.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's why. All right.
Avalanche into nothing. Abed regretting his decision. Carl's very hard to kill right now. I mean, he has basically every stat in the game right now as the tips come out. So that's a shard on Grim, right? So that's the Inkswell. Will hard dispel at the end as well as heal.
They're going to go here, right? One more wave. That's wrong. Nope, they're just running in.
Oh, Ice, Ice, Ice with the initiation. Mystic Flare, but the force have to get him out of the Lord Splitter again. On to 3 heroes. Delete 23 Savage from the game. And now Zephyr stuck in his lurker mode. Wrong game, my friend. This looks like a Roche Pit for me, for EG.
Playing against what EG has as any core hero has got to be so menacing. Like, you get caught by anything, you just die. The amount of spell burst is ridiculous, and you don't have a save. They have no Lotus. They have. Do they even have a Glimmer on T1? I feel like the Juggernaut, like they tried to force step him, right? They don't have a Glimmer. So basically their best play in that situation is, okay, we know you guys are going to try to spell combo him. We will force step him and hope for the best. You force stepped him into them because he was facing that way. It's just, you get caught by Dragon Tail, you get caught by Tiny Combo, anything with the Skywrath Blast plus Earth Splitter. The damage is just insane. And this is not an underfarmed Jugger. He looks like he has nothing, but like, it's 2.5k health, he just vanished. You know, he didn't get to press a button. You're going to see the replay here.
Yeah.
Boom.
Force staff in. He's still caught within that Earth Splitter. Fly doing crazy work this game.
Yeah.
And that just set up the free Roche for EG. So that is the first of the game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Close to Skadi though, for 23 Savage.
What's Fly closing in on right now? Because, like, obviously being able to go in with the Elder Titan is going to be important. So he's getting the Ghost Scepter. More than likely, in order to do that, to be honest, like, he's going to Solar Crest an ally, Terrorblade, most likely, and cast his spells, and then he's probably just going to run in. He's either going to run in if he feels the need to apply the Natural Order melee or physical part, or he's going to stay out and get an extra spell volley, and he'll have the choice with this Ghost Scepter, obviously wanting to tank off the Omni Slash as well.
That's interesting.
I really like what Fly's doing in this game.
Oh,
it's very good.
Speaking of Omni Slash, Ice 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 tanks a bit of that, but the BKB TP will be successful.
That's an Omni down. You traded it for BKB. I think that's a good trade for EG if they go again.
Yeah.
It's such a big part of T1's damage, this Juggernaut, and without Omni Slash, not only does he have less damage, he has one less save. Like, sometimes Omni Slash keeps you alive because you manage to outlast and get a second Blade Fury. That part is not available, so only with that one now. Carl is looking bottom. They are pushing out this wave, and EG are looking to take top tier 2. Both teams pushing the tier 2 towers. Arteezy, are they actually going to try this? He has Aegis.
Sure. I mean, they've done this before. Last game, they're going to pop that Lincoln's.
Ooh, I don't know about
this. Coming crit on the sideline here. We'll see if the toss back from Abed, who pops the BKB. He's the one that gets doomed instead. Soulbind actually does end up connecting on Arteezy, who's in the meta right now. So if they do kill him, that's pretty valuable. Savage with that Blade Fury coming off. Fly not able to really catch them. Okay, 2 heroes into the Earth Splitter to follow. Massive damage being applied, but Eondis does pop. Looks like the Impale's going to connect on 2, though. On 2 dead for EG in the blink of an eye. And now EG need to get out of dodge. Arteezy, meta is down. He's getting chased to oblivion right now. Ice, ice, ice. Okay. I mean, Abed ends up tossing his teammate there. There's a buyback now.
They're trying to keep Arteezy
On to
alive.
Fly. Arteezy at half HP. He does have Sunder. Gets it off for the time being. They're going to turn it around to Carl as a result. Nicely done from EG. Fly continuing to show his MVP status this game. Abed gets off the Avalanche. This will be a big kill for EG. Gets off the Avatos. Healing ward in front. Fly trying to connect. Oh my god, the damage from that tree. Echo Stomp not going to be there, though. With that extra move speed from the Shard. Looks like 23 Savage is fine.
Great plays from both teams here. I really questioned T1's initiation there, but it worked out wonderfully. So the reason I'm unsure about it is Arteezy has the Aegis and his team is somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But the fact that they try to save the Aegis with the toss back and they get the immediate doom on Abed actually sets that up to be a nice fight for T1. And Arteezy pops the meta and is less than half a second from Sundering Lash. If that goes off, the fight is just over. But T1 do kill him in time, and then they force him away afterwards and get the kill on the Tiny. So once again, very, very close game. Great stuff. But what a buyback from Fly as well in the end, though.
Oh, yeah.
Saving Arteezy and getting him a kill.
Great plays from both sides. We're seeing why these teams have made it so far in the tournament. And, I mean, game 1 kind of got away from T1. Like halfway through, I want to say. EG just started to snowball, but this game, 33 minutes in, like you said, pretty dead even. Is all right, Abed, another kill?
I think this is the only hero left in the game that he can solo. And he finds it.
Yeah, probably. He does have the Hyperstone.
He's going AC, right?
Huh?
No.
He's just a casual Hyperstone for now.
Well, attack speed is good on this hero. It is very slow.
And he has, that's his Shard, right? Yeah, so that'll give him the permanent tree that he will never have any downtime. It's always nice. I mean, if he goes crit here, Daedalus, and then you get Ags from Roche or something, that is when, like, Tiny, he doesn't even need to go in anymore. He just stays far back and just crits everybody down.
I am wondering what the reasoning is behind not finishing AC. If you're already buying the Hyperstone anyway,
I'm not sure.
Is he concerned about getting Soulbind into Dark Portrait and giving the enemy team an AC or something? Like, I don't know. Maybe he just, like you said, just wants to be a cannon. And you obviously Tree Volley will do more damage, significantly more damage with a Daedalus than with an AC.
Yeah, but they're going
to jump.
Ice, ice, ice. Jumps in with the BKB. Another Force Staff.
Great
Earth Splitter does connect, but only onto one hero, and that's a lot blown from EG, so they're going to have to hightail away.
Actually,
they did pop meta?
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah. So if you outlast this meta now as T1 and then make a move, I think you have a really good moment.
The question is, did they see meta, though? Ice, ice, ice jumps in again, but there's the Inkswell with that Heart Dispel coming through. Soulbind onto 2 for now as Carl trying to get the double doom. He'll get it, but the Linken's popped on Arteezy. He has Sunder available for his teammate if he wants to go down that road. There's the toss in, but again, the instant Dispel from that Shard. Arteezy getting Omniscience, but the Illusion's taking a lot of damage here. Nyx Assassin still in the brunt of things here. 23 Savage almost getting bursted down. He's going to spin and probably walk out, but the Healing Word is continuing to heal them here. Arteezy, how has nobody died this fight? Carl, Inkswell does connect. Can they burst down? Arteezy is the question. He does not. He's not able to get off the Sunder, and he will die as a result. 80 seconds on the deck, and now EG starting to tumble here. That is the second death for them. Abed and EG have to back away. Really good spellcasting from T1. I cannot believe 23 Savage lived.
Yeah, him surviving there is a big deal. And just like the unsung hero in this fight is Gravel. It's the pile of dirt sitting in the middle, stunning everyone the whole fight. There's literally just dirt. Here it comes, the dirt at the front door.
Yeah.
You want to wipe it off, but Radiant don't have a broom right now, and he's going to stay there.
This is going to be... Well, they can only get 1 Rax, actually, because the Tier 2 is up bottom.
This is a very, very big moment for T1. It's absolutely Lane of Rax. No buyback on 2 heroes for 40 seconds.
Yeah, so EG will just have to give this up.
Good stomp, but not enough, of course.
Yeah, this is just going to delay things. I don't think they're looking to fight here at all. I mean, 30 seconds still. No Abed, no Arteezy. But again, silver lining for EG is they can only get 1.
Great fight from T1.
We won't know about Roche in the next minute.
It's starting to show now. Obviously, we're going to see the replay here. So this Nyx stun onto Arteezy, not able to get the Sunder off. What is starting to, the swing that we're starting to see in the game is that EG are actually starting to struggle with damage. It's kind of crazy to think about, right? We've been praising how much magic damage this lineup has, but you're reaching a point now where the tankiness of T1's hero is starting to overtake you. The Jugger with the Skadi plus Aghanim Scepter now has 3.2k health. Leshrac got an Aeon Disc. You have... It's also about getting the initiation, right? This time around, T1 got that double Doom. Even though one of them was on the Lincoln, they had the Soulbind. And they were just controlling Dragon Knight all fight.
This Grimstroke Shard is really good, by the way.
Yeah, that too.
It is really good. He used Inkswell, I think, 3 times in that fight. So Whitemon doing work is, I mean, he's way far away, but if you can get Aghanim Scepter, that will just add insult to injury against EG here.
But it really does feel like, you know, the way these fights happen, either EG jump and burst someone and get ahead, or they jump and burst, and if they don't get the kill, Tiny, Skywrath, and ET have used their spells. And you have like this moment of opportunity for 10 seconds where T1 are just flat out way stronger, and they just took advantage of it.
All right, Ice
so important
has his Black Dragon now with that Aghanim Scepter. 23 Savage has Ags of his own, so he'll have Swift Slash, which I'm sure I'll call Omni Slash like 10 times because you never know.
It's 2 different spells if you're a newer player.
They look exactly the same, but one lasts longer. All right, Carl. Initiated on by Ice, but there's the Inkswell again. I'm not really worried about this combo. All right, Omni Slash onto Ice. He has his BKB. All right, again, Swift Slash, thank you.
Good call.
I mean, I prepped myself for that. Let's be real here.
Jugger?
Right? Yeah, no way to take that out, but the Inkswell again. Hard to spell. Earth Splitter does connect. Soulbind onto 2. Swift Slash again. Now it's the Omni Slash, mostly applied to the Dragon Knight, but a nice toss in from Abed, keeping his carry alive. But the spin is just way too much damage. Does have buyback, though. He's going to buy back into the game. Dragon Knight's still relatively healthy here. Kind of low, though. All right. Looks like they do find Fly, and I think with that, Dragon Knight takes a tumble. Ice is down. No Dragon Form anyway, so with the buyback, wouldn't really be providing that much. But again, these towers are still up, so I think Roche is probably the play, but it's not going to be up for another 40 seconds, so another lucky break here for EG.
You could definitely go and take a tier 2 tower, though, if you want to, as T1. But might just stick around the pit and play the area. What is this close to max respawn time? Like, do the players know that it will spawn before ET and Dragon Knight are up? I don't remember what the original spawn timer was.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But they could just scout that pit, obviously, with... Yeah, they're going to do it with a Nyx Illusion. Going to use that illusion. Was that an Illusionist Cave? Wait, he forgot how it works. He swapped the item out, didn't he?
He's got...
Wait, huh? Do they have Illusionist Cape? Am I...
Nope.
Wait, whoa. Okay.
No Illusionist Cape.
He just had an Illusion?
Good effort, though. That's a good effort. Yeah, so I think the next fight, if T1 can... I mean, they can't secure Roche yet. Obviously, it's not up. Or just spawned, I should say. Okay. I mean, EG are up in 10, and yeah, this is going to be pretty fast. This is going to be the Cheese and Shard in addition to the Aegis. And, I mean, most players on their team have Shard already. I guess the Doom will take this one. So that's the Infernal Blade. The stun will last longer, and it has the old level death effect where if you're a multiple of 3 in terms of your level, or if you're above level 25, you will take extra damage from it. So it's just the extra stun is the biggest thing.
Honestly, when you think about it, really simple skill. You've never played Dota before. Just think about it this way. If the hero's level is a multiple of something, or it's not a prime, or, you know, just make sure, just hit them and hope they die. It's pretty much, just get the Shard on Doom, just hit heroes. It's fine.
Do you miss level death?
Fine. I honestly love that.
The best thing about level death was it was a Linken's Breaker, right? Like you have a Linken's Breaker already on the hero. But it was just too good, apparently. Yeah, it was kind of a weird spell. Multiples of 3 and whatnot.
I mean, I think what Valve did was they made the conscious effort of trying to cater to younger players. So they took out the fact that you need to know the table of 3s.
Yeah, I mean, the education system in America is really rough right now, so I can't blame them. It's probably the right move. All right,
with Dota
is potentially the last fight here for EG in Game 2. They are up 1 game, of course, so if they can survive this, though. Savage pops that Blade Fury. Oh, they're going to find... I mean, Ice is a really hard kill. Pops the BKB a little bit early.
He's very big.
It's a Swift Slash right now. Yeah, he's quite large. Soulbind's already expended as well. You see the Impale hitting 2 heroes, but there's the Doom. It's going to be onto Abed into... Was that an Omni Slash? Who the hell knows? Okay, they're going to get the kill regardless. He does have his buyback, though. Elder Titanol comes out, but not able to connect for once on Fly. This will be a second Rax going the way of T1. Again... All right, Swift Slash to follow, the toss back in. Looks like Ice gets crumbled here. Double kill for 23 Savage, and that is a dieback. Arteezy gets off the Sunder. Not able to find Zephyr, though. He's really tanky in that burrow. 23 Savage, in the meantime, still has his Aegis. No longer, though. He will come back to life very shortly. Arteezy He's the only one that does damage.
Oh,
A big
yoink.
toss back into the fountain. All right. 23 Savage. That's one way to die quickly. So as a result, they save. Well, I guess they couldn't have gone for Megas anyway because that tier 2 is still remaining, but still a big kill for EG. But again, they lose their second set of racks.
There's
Hyperstone.
There's
I still
something
don't
in
get
this
it.
game we've barely talked about that's actually a huge problem for EG. They have nobody who really kills the healing ward. It's the amount of value that T1 is getting when that healing ward is up at this point. All of their heroes are so tanky. You see 4k health now on the Jugger.
Did Ice 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 take his range talent for the dragon form?
He's level 19. He doesn't even have it yet.
That's Doom.
Like,
isn't it?
Was it?
Well, we'll see.
I don't think Doom
This
has
is
a
a
talent
replay.
with Elder Dragon
I
attack
know,
range.
he was clicking on Doom.
Okay, Shannon, sure.
I hate you so much.
All right, yep, me too. Let's see.
You hate yourself?
Yes,
okay, well, that
that
makes
is
sense.
the secret to
I can't
playing
blame
Dota.
You. I
There we
can't
go.
blame you.
All right.
And a nice toss back. I mean, that's always the scary thing about playing against Tiny when you're that deep. Difficult stuff indeed.
Has 100 seconds to drink water, though. Can empty that bottle if he wants to. Still has 30 more seconds if he didn't.
All right, he is level 19, you're right.
Yeah.
Very close to get. I mean,
But-
that 150 range, I mean, that is something.
You need someone to break the healing ward
Yeah,
at this point.
absolutely.
It's actually negating so much damage from the Skywrath, from the T. Even Terrorblade's damage isn't burst, right? Like, it's really fascinating to see in this game how EG went from seemingly magically within 5 minutes one-shotting people to not having enough damage anymore. It's literally like a switch was flicked with one extra item.
Yeah.
Very safe in the
22k
high
net worth lead for T1.
Yeah,
They are looking
firmly ahead in this
really
game.
good. All right,
And
Ice
let's
Ice Ice did
consider
hit
this.
20.
So, as it looks now, T1 more than likely, okay, will be
All
jumped.
right, yeah, Mystic
Force
Flare.
staff?
No,
No need.
Aeon Disc. Just rely on that for now. Burrowed back in. Lurker form activated. 23 Savage. Yeah, you can see the spell again. Inkswell. I feel like that's really when the game turned around here. As crit, he's going to get soulbound, and there's the Infernal Blade, the extra stun into the War Stomp. And it's going to be an easy one for T1. Still an important hero to kill. 90 seconds of no crit.
Instant smoke. They're just hungry. But yeah, it's a good point. Like this Grimstroke Inkswell precast on Jugger. They precast on him, he just runs in.
Yeah.
If he gets comboed by Skywrath, it's going to get dispelled and he will get his stuff off. And he can even spin, obviously, if he wants to. It makes EG's decision-making so much harder. They're trying to bait
He actually went
something
to
down
20
here.
strength talent. Interesting. We were kind of talking about this backstage, but I mean, feels like a 50-50 right now in terms of what Dragon Knights typically take at 20. But like you talked about, the healing ward has been
They're trying to empty.
T1 saving grace. Yeah,
Let's go.
They're gonna force out TPs. Well, actually, everybody's already in the base, so no big deal. But there's a double damage meta top root. Not sure if they're gonna be looking for that. All right, Ice 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 in the brunt of things, but nice Earth Splitter. Carl's getting really low. Gets Force Staff, but he's still dead. Omni Slash comes out, Split Earth. This is the shard from Leshrac as well. Seeing Arteezy do so much damage. Gets the Force Staff applied. 23 Savage is dead. Double kill for Arteezy. They're gonna turn this around completely. Triple kill. And very little in the way of buybacks for T1.
Did you know that carries deal a lot of damage when they have Rapier? and
Divine
Nautilus?
Rapier? Yeah, it's quite a bit. I mean,
that Doom died. So okay, so clearly T1 didn't know this was in play, right?
Well,
Look at that
obviously.
damage graph. Arteezy with the 7k. Half his MMR in damage that fight.
and he's got
damage.
double
All
damage.
right, what's his damage with that? Let's look. So he gets another 280, right?
I'm not going to pop it quite yet, but yeah.
There's no buyback on Doom. This is possibly a lane of barracks for EG. They have double siege
Yeah,
creep.
but buyback now on 23 Savage. He got it in the last few seconds
What a
here.
Rapier reveal. That was so high impact. T1 had no idea that they were mortal. Now we had the swing back. We've talked about how there wasn't enough damage on EG, and this one item pickup from Arteezy could swing the game around for them.
Yeah, and you have to go high ground against a Nyx Assassin, remember.
He has Aghanims, so he's going to have
very
meta
annoying.
again for 10 seconds.
Oh, they just bought it? Okay. Yeah.
Swap
So
out for treads.
the Ags for Terrorblade, that's that big wave that fears you and gives you a few seconds of meta, like you said.
However,
Right.
if you're burrowed, you
Buyback
cannot
on a
move.
cuckoo.
So you're just
That's true.
you're just a very scared pile of dirt.
I mean, it's a
instead of
stun, essentially, against the burrow target.
It's true. Oh yeah. Look at this base defense.
Yeah, Split Earth.
Good luck,
Shard.
EG. And EG don't bother.
All right. I mean, that was still... I mean, they forced one buyback, but no more. Now, what are you supposed to do against this? BKBs and just hope for the best?
This reminds me of like custom games from Warcraft 3, like impossible bosses, you know, like the whole ground is just erupting everywhere and you need to dodge more than you get to hit.
Yeah, I remember when this first came out, I think most people thought it was kind of a meme. But
When
we
it
can
got the
see-
extra stun charge, it made such a big difference.
Oh, that's true. It was only 2 before.
Yeah, it got an extra ring.
Oh, Zephyr
All right.
initiated on. He has Aeon Disc. It's going to proc here.
Yep.
Ovid pops the BKB, and I was just trying to hightail away.
He has haste.
Cuckoo.
It's got ult.
Yeah,
Now BKB.
there's the BKB. Okay, Ice in his dragon form. Now they can burst down the Nyx Assassin, and they'll do so successfully. He does have buyback, though. Cuckoo's Aeon Disc does proc as well, though. Now Ice jumping in. He's gonna, I mean, he has a lot of magic resistance. He's gonna get doomed, though. And the Swift Slash to follow.
Oh, what did he?
He's gonna buy back, but he doesn't have dragon form. Let's see what they want to do here. The gem is on the deck.
Careful.
See if anybody
the ground
sees it
is
here.
lava.
Yeah, that's dodge.
Get the gem eventually.
All right,
All right.
well done. Good effort.
Hey, that's a next level strategy. You drop a gem and bait the enemy team, and then you just keep putting split earths there.
Yes.
And then they
that's
have-
a true mini game.
And
I
then
mean,
you see when they try to grab the gem, that's when you go.
yeah, I'm in for that. I like it. You have some great
Man,
ideas, Cinder.
this got really exciting with that rapier purchase. It was close to T1 just closing it out.
Yeah.
And now anything can happen.
Abed tosses back the latch. Destroyed!
No,
120 seconds because he just bought that. That's essentially a dieback here, and they know it. But of course, they have to defend their base. 12K net worth lead for T1 at this stage. Not that biggest discrepancy. We've seen many comebacks of this kind, but I mean, the 2 racks down is something that you have to worry about for EG. Still, that tier 2 tower remains in that bottom lane. And I think, again, I've said, I feel like I say this every cast, the Roshan is very important, Cinderin.
It is.
And it's up in 15 seconds, and they know that Lesh will not be up for this fight.
Yeah, EG could definitely go and grab themselves
Abed
an
with the
Aegis
triple
for
toss
Arteezy's
now.
rapier if they want to.
And if this has an Aghanim Scepter, and you put this on, I mean, you could give it to a lot of people. Skywrath double spells, we talked about the tiny one.
I like it on ET.
Yeah, ET, the BKB essentially with the Astral Step. It is an Ags.
If you give it to Titan and he feels confident enough to walk in, Terrorblade will like 2-shot heroes that lose their base armor. Like, it's actually insane how much.
So
how much
would
he would
pick,
remove 31 armor from Jugger.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not good.
I would
I
put
like
it on
all the
ET.
Ags on this
Put
team
it on
right
ET.
now. Okay. And it looks like this is going to be a freebie. They're going to destroy this thing super fast. T1, again, it's 4v5. They have to. Just give this up.
My God.
My goodness. This game has been turned around, Cinderin.
Arteezy with the Aegis.
Yep, 5
Jeez.
minutes.
Less reliable.
either team, really, would be... Deso 2 has been found by T1.
It's in the backpack.
He does. I mean, the
Very
BKB
nice.
is pretty important because he doesn't have a dispel himself.
Yeah,
right?
the horn is definitely good too.
I feel like you take the Stygian for sure. I mean, all right, only one item has dropped. I'm trying to think of something else. So even like an item that is kind of underlooked, the Seer Stone for somebody like a Skywrath Mage,
or
just being able to use, or Nyx Assassin, just being able to use everything from such far range, I don't think should be underestimated. I think that as we see the
Ex Machina.
Wait, did they not pick it up? Ex Machina?
He did ping it. He knows it's there.
Okay. So Ex Machina, that's you get the items.
All right, really big
refreshed.
problem for EG here. They don't have neutral items. They're not getting outside of the base. They're terrified and waiting. So the advantage that T1 is going to enter this fight with will not be 20k gold. It will be 20k plus whatever value you assign to these tier 5 items, which is anywhere from 0 if you get the wrong one to 1 million if you get the right one.
1 million? My goodness.
That's a lot of gold.
All right.
No.
Well, Book of the Dead. All right.
It has definitely been so this was one of the items that we were going to say maybe wouldn't have that much value, but Book of the Dead has been buffed quite a lot. So even that is better. Now, if you're playing Tinker and you're wondering, wait, it says on Rearm I can't rearm Necronomicon. If you have no ideas and you play what Necronomicon is, it's from that item.
You'll never know. Here's the initiation from EG. 23 Savage. Earthsplitter connects. That is the Aegis down. They have to be careful. This is a double Rapier Arteezy you have to deal with.
Oh my goodness.
And you can see the Book of the Dead going to work. Those are, in fact, Necronomicons. They're extinct.
Wow.
They're a very special species that have been extinct for quite a while now.
Going to work. They got one shot by Arteezy.
Very strong item. All right, so, okay, Ballista. That is the last tier 5 item for T1.
Oh,
and they do not have a good...
for them, actually.
Yeah, they don't have a good carrier.
That is the worst neutral item for their lineup.
I mean,
I think
with the right lineup, it could be the best, but you're right. This is pretty trash.
It is not good for their team.
Whew. Okay.
It's in base.
They will literally just not even use it.
Arteezy, I don't even think you want it as EG either, to be honest. Ballista. You want a bigger stat item. As Terrorblade, you would want like Apex or...
Apex, Giant's Ring even. I mean, the extra HP and be able to terrain walk all the time would be pretty huge.
Giant's Ring Dragon Knight with BKB.
EG, this is the time to go into the jungle and get some tier 5 items. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's 63 minutes in the game, which means they've been available for 3 minutes. But the smoke onto T1... and they're going into the base of EG. This could be
if they're going to get this
game. And Arteezy. Remember, he has the Lincoln Sphere. Refresher as well. He has spot him. The Lincoln's his pop. He's going to get off his mana, but he's doomed. He's going to get forced out twice to the other side, into the toss. Back into the fountain he goes, and he's going to be fine as a result. In fact, all of this from T1. They've used pretty much everything, it feels like. Let's see if they can get a Rax out of it as well. The Doom is still applied to Arteezy, but now they can try to defend. The Book of Shadows, or not Book of Shadows, the Necronomicon, whatever, the Book of the Dead. Back to life, Cinder, and they get a melee Rax, but the range shall survive here. All right, Ice. There's the Nullifier applied, and this is not going to do anything as a result. Gets dispelled immediately, but they don't have the right-click damage to actually finish him off. Crit was initiated initially, but 23 Savage does have buyback. Zephyr burrows into Lurker form. Ice right on top of him. There's the Ancient Seal into the Mystic Flare. Double kill for Arteezy. No buyback for Nyx Assassin. Now they're going to turn this around. The cheese popped onto the Leshrac.
Doom has Doom ready.
Yeah, Inkswell pretty important here. Carl, Doom. Up the Sunder quickly onto Carl. The right clicks come out as well. It's not quite enough damage to take him out. Arteezy with a double rapier will finally die. Does have buyback though. 23 Savage picks up at least one Divine Rapier here. And Arteezy getting chased now by 23 Savage. You can hear screaming in the background. The 3v4 situation. Nihilism popped in the meantime, and that's going to be enough. T1 with the tier 5 item advantage. Take game 2. Gaben almighty, what a game. Woo. Goodness gracious, Syndrin. We got our wish. Tier 5 items come.